Hi there, my name is Cole, and today we are going to be looking at some of the new Speed Champions and other LEGO sets that have been revealed recently. I am just getting over a cold, so please excuse me if I sound a little bit funny, but we're just going to get looking at them right away. Now, interestingly, for Speed Champions this year, I think they do like a release at the beginning of the year, and they will release in the summer. So we have our beginning of the year release revealed, and in this case it is entirely Formula One. We have 10 sets, one for each Formula One team, and well, let's take a look at them real quick. There's a couple other different themes that also made new Formula One sets, because LEGO just doing a giant Formula One release, I guess. And so we're going to be looking at all of them and talk about them a little bit because it's fun. So first up, I'm looking at brickset.com here, where I got the photos from, although I'm pretty sure these are the official images you can find wherever. We have the Ferrari F1 car. Now these are all $26.99 in the US, 20 something around that in most other countries. And so we have the Ferrari here, and it looks incredibly sick, I will say. I'm not a huge Formula One fan. I kind of watch it and I don't really care. This looks awesome, and like I said, I don't really care about this car, but they've done a great job. There are a lot of stickers on it, but they look good. Design is quite nice. I do like that these models have been updated somewhat to the existing Speed Champions F1 cars, like the Mercedes and the McLaren and the Aston Martin. These ones are a little bit lower, I think, and they just have more detail around, more stickers, lots of sponsors, which is actually really cool to see all of them on there. So Ferrari looks great. As you can see, we have printed wheel covers, we have printed tire pieces. These slicks, we have wider slicks in the back, which is a really nice, cool detail to see. We have these, like, I think they're brake ducts on these, like, kind of prefab suspension arm pieces, which look quite cool. A lot of cool detail around the halo. I can see some really crazy stuff going on under the camera thingy or whatever that is behind the driver's head. We have some nice spoons for mirrors and all that good shaping around the rear. I like the around the bottom here where the upside down brackets and some ingots and some wacky shaping going on there. All looks very nice. Rear is quite clean, looks pretty good. Yeah, overall, I would buy this. It looks really good. Also, you can see you have a new driver helmet piece, which looks a bit funny after seeing the existing helmet piece for so long. I guess this is more realistic. It looks more square than it should be, or more blocky and less rounded than it should be, but I don't know. It'll probably be fine in real life. Then we have the Red Bull, and I'm going to kind of breeze through the other ones. I'm not going to spend the different time on each one, because I don't care that much, honestly, about F1. But we'll look at them anyway, because they are good. Red Bull, this one looks even better than the Ferrari, in my opinion. Interestingly, the box art is different on the Red Bull car and the... I still call it the AlphaTauri, because I don't know what name this team has now. Like, they're all stupid 5 companies in one name. I don't know what the other one's called, the AlphaTauri, the Mini Red Bull. They both have different box art, and they're both 18 and up on the age, while all the others have the same box art and are 10 and up, which apparently is because Red Bull in some countries is like, I can't remember exactly, but there's like, you can't drink it, which is honestly a good idea, but that's another story. And so the Red Bull cars have this cool kind of black studio looking box art, and I don't know, I think it's good. Oh, interesting detail I just noticed. The Ferrari has the yellow intermediate tires, and the Red Bull has the red soft tires. And actually, I feel like these colors actually complement the cars better. I'll have to look around what those look like on the other cars. Either way, Red Bull car also looks incredibly good. I really like this printed part with the Red Bull on it in the back. It looks insane. Very similar design, obviously, to the Ferrari, but at the same time, they're actually like, it's built differently in the back, and I appreciate that all these sets, they've tried to build them a little bit different to make them accurate to the real cars, which I don't really care about because in real life they all look the same to me and I couldn't tell them apart, but I appreciate it in the LEGO sets, and it definitely gives me, if I were to buy multiple, it makes me feel better. It would make me feel better about buying multiple of these if they're slightly different designs, not just all the same car recolored, which I appreciate. But yeah, Red Bull looks really sick, love the colors. Obviously the real Red Bull F1 car is an extremely dark matte blue. This one's the standard LEGO dark blue, which I still think looks good. And in certain lighting, the real car does look like this, but just in the lighting it's in most of the time, it ends up looking extremely dark, almost black. But the blue is definitely more accurate here, and so that looks good. Also, there's a new wing piece here, which is interesting slope, 2x4 slope. I'm thinking that is. That might be 2x5. I'm not sure. Either way, interesting piece. Again, plenty of sponsors. Then we have the Mercedes. This one also looks very good. You can see different shaping on the sides and stuff. This one's on hard tires. And I don't know, it looks good. I like the teal. I don't This looks accurate. I just don't like the look of it as much as the Ferrari or the Red Bull. We have the Aston Martin, again, slightly different design. What is interesting, what kind of sucks is that this car should really be teal. If you look at the real thing, this car is very much closer to the teal color that we just saw in the Mercedes. For some reason it's green like the set was a little while back, when it's obviously much closer to teal. I don't know why that is, but yeah, this is also in the intermediates. We have the other Red Bull car, the Visa Cash App V-Carb 01 F1. Oh my gosh, who names these? Like, what happened to cool team names? Again, looks good. This one has maybe the most obvious different side pod design. Again, looks pretty sick. We have the Kick Sauber. I'd be really intrigued to know which. I will not be intrigued to know which one sells best, because it's obviously going to be like the Red Bull, the Ferrari, or Mercedes. I would be intrigued to know which one sells the worst, because I have a feeling there are very few Kick Sauber fans. Even more bizarre name than the previous car, whatever that was. Actually, I'm intrigued to know how is the wing held on here, because it's on top of these panels on the sides. I guess it's got something underneath. Either way, I do like this green color quite a bit, but I will not be buying this one. We have the Alpine, which also looks quite nice. I like the purple and the different shades of blue and pink and purple, whatever's going on there. Again, slightly different side pod design, slightly different engine cover design. Looks quite nice. We have the Williams, which honestly is one of my favorites. I really like the combination of blue and dark blue. I'm kind of just looking at these like, this is just becoming an F1 livery rating video, but I do like the way this one looks. It has like the weird little Duracell color gold intake thingy going on up there, which I do like. We have the Haas, which actually I really like the shaping on this one. Also the good colors as well. Nothing. It's got a Chipotle sponsor on it. It's kind of cool. One sponsor I actually know what it is. Most of these are like, what is MoneyGram? I don't know. And then finally we have the McLaren, which looks at first glance very similar to the previous F1 Champion set, but it's actually quite different, and I appreciate again that it is different. Also it's quite nice. Love the orange and black combination. Quite nice. It's got the cool Google Chrome wheel covers. And so I will be intrigued to see how other people who buy and review these, how different the cars actually are on the inside, if they all have like the same core and then like the different parts on the outside, or how differently they're put together. They also made a giant 10-pack with all the sets in one for $260, which I will not be buying, but it's really cool if you want to like collect the whole thing. See, then we have a lot of other stuff. Let's go to we have, instead of a collectible minifigure series, we have the collectible mini F1 car series, which is actually kind of cool. I won't be buying any, but they have like a big pre-formed chassis piece, but they're actually pretty cute and they look relatively high quality. And they all come with one of the new driver's helmet pieces, so maybe I'll buy one cheap way to get one of those and experiment with it, because it looks cool. We have these images with all 12 of them, so all the teams are there, and then there are 2 generic ones, which is kind of interesting. I'm not really sure why that is. I guess, are there always 12 collectible minifigures? I've never paid that much attention. I'm not sure why they would need to do 12, but there are 12. Bunch of printed elements. I think the wheels are printed, which is interesting. This looks like a new wheel part. Moving on, we have the Duplo Formula One, which actually, this is actually quite cute. I believe this is really interesting because I believe there was older Duplo F1 sets with Ferrari, because Lego and Ferrari have had a lot of like sets together, but those were actually like relatively real. I say relatively realistic looking. These are not very realistic looking. These are just like, this chassis piece with very much not racing looking wheels on it, big front like aero bits, and like a big exposed engine in the back. These drivers are really simplified. I had the little like the Duplo figures when I was a kid, and they were pretty sick. I don't know about these two brick stacked on top of each other people. I feel like this is a little bit too abstract. 2 and up? I don't know. Okay, maybe the sets I had were a little bit older than 2 and up, but I don't know. These guys are just gonna blend in with the podium. These are square people, square podium. They're all just gonna like not gonna make out what's personal. Anyway, intriguingly, we have parts for all teams, which is, I don't think any 2-year-olds are gonna care about, but I suppose their parents will care about it, and that's the only reason that they'll be buying them this. Although, hey, you get them onto F1 really early. But it's kind of cool that you can swap parts. You have just like a nose piece and a wing piece for all the teams. Really interestingly, if you look at both Red Bull teams are included, and there are no Red Bull logos on any of the parts. They're just the colors, which combined with the super like vague car design really makes it hard to tell that it's like Red Bull at all. How much is this set anyway? This is $45, which honestly, that's like a lot of branding for, I feel like it's a lot of branding for a $45 set. I don't know. But yeah, apparently Red Bull in some countries, other than this one, is like not a kids thing, which is probably not like kind of a good idea. but I'm not super familiar with that. Either way, interesting set. I don't know how I managed to talk about Diplo for so long, but oh well. Then we have city sets, and I must say, I do not really like the concept of city having licenses in it. I'm not sure if that's been a thing before, I don't remember off the top of my head. But we have licensed city stuff now, and I don't think it's overly expensive. I find it really interesting. This set is called F1 Driver with McLaren Race Car. Not McLaren F1 car necessarily, because it doesn't scream F1 car, it also doesn't not look like an F1 car. The dude has a McLaren race suit, so that's cool. The car, I feel like Lego could have done a better job. Like the dude's head is sticking out of the halo. Like, you don't understand what a halo is. The halo is there so your head does not get hit when you roll over. But they seem to have misinterpreted that a little bit here. That just is actually cursed, I don't know. The car is fine. I'm just really confused by the halo. I like the wheel covers though. Again, just like there's two parts in this thing that kind of, and like the colors make it a McLaren. Otherwise, they would just kind of be whatever. And to kind of go off that, next set is the F1 Pit Stop and Ferrari car, which is basically the exact same car, but it's red. Is it dark red or is that normal red? That looks like a different, it looks slightly darker than normal Lego red. I'm not sure, but it might just be. Either way, it looks like a very cool set. Same problem where the dude's head is just sticking out of the halo. I like how we have a whole pit crew. They are also all generic, which is kind of interesting. Only the dude in the car has the Ferrari outfit. The car has the Ferrari logos. The whole pit stop is just F1 branded. Tires are not red either, so I guess this would work with any of the cars that you can buy. Pretty decent set by the looks of it. We have this garage with Mercedes and Alpine. It's kind of funny with just two teams in one set. This is a cool set. Reminds me of some of the old Lego Racer stuff, which I like. Again, the cars, same issue. Heads are sticking out of the halos, but we'll ignore that. A bunch of generic technicians and like a bunch of race equipment, which is cool. I like this style set with like a bunch of stuff you can mess with. And it looks like it has a little launcher thing in the back, which is pretty cool. Then we have a F1 truck, which is kind of funny because it's just generic. And these trucks are always just are like associated with a team. But we have Aston Martin F1 car, which is green and not teal again, and a Red Bull F1 car, which again has no logos on it, which just looks strange to an extent. Considering Aston Martin has so few, like it barely has any logos on it, and like this, it's weird. The truck, however, actually looks really sick. I love Lego City trucks. This one looks awesome. It's a giant trailer, really smooth and streamlined build. And it's got this awesome printed parts with the F1 car design, which admittedly I don't like. It's a really cool image of it, and the F1 logo on there, and it looks really sick. My brother did used to have the Speed Champions F1 Ferrari truck back when they were 6-wide, and that was an extremely cool set, so I think this will be a good set. Although that one, maybe this one might still have most of the features. So this one probably a very good set. Then we have these like 4 and up city. They're targeting every possible age range with these. These look more like go-karts than F1 cars. And they just have logos on them, and again, if you took the logos off, they could really be a lot of different things. And they look like go-karts. These don't have any halos at all. This is $20 for the set, which feels somewhat expensive. We also have so that's interesting because then that's the 4 and up one. Then we go back to the 6 and up standard city, which has the AlphaTauri, whatever the heck it's called. Car with no logos on it again, which makes it look so strange, and the Sauber kickstake whatever thingy, and a big like starting line grid thingy, which is kind of cool. Then we have the big Technic Ferrari F1 car, which I don't think is the first one. I'm pretty sure like back in the early 2000s they made some as well. This one looks quite cool though. Although I can't help thinking the halo looks a little bit low. There's a lot of Halo complaints in this video today. Apparently it has a 2-speed gearbox, so I'm not really sure why 2 speeds, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they make that happen, or what that is even there for. And then finally we have the Williams FW14B and Nigel Mansell as a minifigure. Now this is the only set that I will definitely be buying from all the sets we've looked at today because it looks incredibly sick. The McLaren MP440 did in this like creator expert, I want to call it, style. Last year, they called icons, but icons is dumb. Like, they put everything into icons. I'm going to call it Creator Expert. The McLaren Senna looked really cool. This looks awesome. I'm not even, like, I don't know F1 that much, but this car looks sick, and I will probably end up buying it. And it comes with Nigel Mansell minifigure, and it looks incredibly cool. So, yeah, generally nice shaping. Those look a little bit awkward. They have wider rear tires, which the McLaren did not have, and printing on the tires, which looks really sick. Lots of nice sponsor stickers all around. These colors just look good together. Like, this is just a generally good looking race car, which is probably also the reason I want to buy it. So yeah, lots of Formula One. I think that's about it for all the sets. So I don't know, real Formula One fans and not fake Formula One fans like myself, what do you guys think? You guys like this incredible saturation of Formula One sets, or is this too much, or what? I don't know. They look good, generally. So I don't know, I'll get one or two. We'll see how they go. That's it for now. We'll be back with a proper model video at some point here, but thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support very much. I don't really have much else to say. Jesus loves you, and I hope you will return for the next video.